Many thinkers have recognized that there is a terminal sickness within our human condition, a selfishness that is leading us towards total destruction. Jesus points us to another way. Today's gospel turns everything upside down. The teachings of Jesus stands in opposition to the perceived wisdom of our philosophy, moral codes and laws. Perhaps this is the reason we so often put our words into the mouth of God to support our way of thinking. God helps those who help themselves is all too often our response to our way of angry selfishness. In effect, Benjamin Franklin popularized this motto of helping ourselves in his Poor Richard's Almanac. Let us hearken to good advice, that something may be done for us. God helps those who help themselves, as Poor Richard says. Nowhere in the Bible is this to be found. Jesus' teaching could rather be summarized: God helps those who cannot help themselves through us. All of us know selfish people. Often they are without empathy and downright mean. Yet each one of us can be selfish from time to time. Society even encourages our striving to be at the top of the pile, to be winners, shakers, and movers. Social media and advertising sell us on the illusions of what we need to look like, what we must own, and where we need to stay if we wish to be successful and happy. Selfishness hurts other people, sometimes at little or no personal gain. A selfish person ends up losing friends or loved ones, because no matter how charming or interesting a selfish person may be, a relationship with a selfish person is just plain too much hard work. Selfish people demand our presence, our time, our support, and our constant approval and acclaim of their achievements. People who are selfish are always thinking that their way of loving life is the dream, that anyone who tries to give them feedback is just trying to do them harm or has an ulterior motive. A truly selfish person could never consider the possibility that they are selfish. What can we do to change this way of thinking and to model ourselves on the way laid out by Jesus? Jesus' admonition begins with the practice of putting ourselves last. We can begin to walk this way in little practices to change our habitual attitudes. The next time you're doing something, whether you're at the checkout counter or waiting for your seat on the bus, stop and let the other people have what they want first, whether it's food, comfort, or ease. Doing this from a grateful heart and with a smile can change every situation for the better. Growing in awareness, empathy, and humility is the way laid out by the gospel. This is nurtured and grows as we put ourselves in other people's shoes. Walking a mile in another person's shoes can truly change our life now and for eternity. You've had a terrible day and bad news dogged your path at every footstep. Now there's almost a knee-jerk reaction of seeking to transmit our pain to others so as to feel better about ourselves. Just ask any subordinate in the workplace what happens when the boss is having a bad day. Many families know to stay out of the way when dad or mom gets home after a bad day. The practice of silence, rather than railing against the unfairness of life, truly brings gratitude, peace, and joy into our lives. The more we practice empathy and wondering what other people are going through, the sooner we'll be able to give up our selfishness. Selfish people are always repeating the mantra, I want, I want, I want, thinking that everything in the world should be theirs, and that they should deserve every little thing that they dream about. Do we really need all these things? If we dig deep enough, we will find that most of the things that we thought were absolutely necessary were actually very easy to live without. This is a great skill when we are learning to compromise. we naturally become more willing to concede to other people if we realize that the thing we really wanted is more like the thing we would just really like to have one day. Enjoy giving the spotlight to others. Selfish people cringe when someone else goes in the spotlight because they always want to be center stage. Emotional blackmail is the tool of selfish people. If we want to follow the way of Jesus to stop being selfish, then we have to not only give up the spotlight, but we have to enjoy letting other people take it. Be proud of other people for achieving things instead of wishing it was me. Let go of feelings of jealousy or bitterness and relish the success of others. If you're always wishing to be one who is in the most successful, then ask yourself if you're missing something in your life that keeps you from being content with what you're achieving. An examination of conscience will show that selfishness is often a response to fear of loss and a deep-seated dread of not quite being good enough. Compassion and empathy begins with ourselves, recognizing our weakness and turning our face towards God's mercy. With the help of Jesus, we can come to follow the way and avoid the destruction that threatens our world. May the Lord grant you peace.